Welcome back to another episode of the Track Car Build Series, and today we're going to be installing these brake ducts from Foxhole Fabrication. So Werner over at Foxhole Fabrication reached out to me on Instagram and asked if we were running brake ducts yet. And it's in the plan, or was in the plan at the time. So he offered to send over a set. And these are super nice. They're 2.5-inch brake ducts, powder coated, pre-bent, everything you need. And the benefit of these over a lot of the other ones that I've seen on the market is that they actually, so I already cheated and installed one side. They actually point the air right into the top hat in here instead of to the back of the rotor. That's actually what you want. It's not a brake cooling duct in that sense. It's actually cooling the hub, which expands out to the brake duct. So the other way can crack your rotors. This should provide the proper cooling that we need to keep the hubs cool when we're going not that fast on track. So I'm going to show you guys the process. It's actually really easy to install. I'll show you the process on it on the other hub that I have, and we'll bolt that whole assembly together and I'll show you what it looks like. So once you have the hub, you'll want to do it off the car. It's a lot easier. I already removed this, but if you unbolt the hub, it slides off. You're left with this, and if you haven't removed them yet, you'll have a brake shield or a dust shield that kind of covers this area. 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, that comes off. Save the hardware because this piece goes right over top, but because this sits so far in, like I showed you earlier, and points at the top hat of the bearing, we're gonna have to cut this off. So it doesn't really serve a purpose. It is, honestly, I have no idea why they would just like leave that on there, but there's a couple ways you can do this. I'm gonna run it through my bandsaw unless the blade breaks. Cut-off wheel would do it. Werner suggested putting it in a mill and just milling it off this way, which would be slick if I had a mill or like a Bridgeport or anything like that, which I don't at this point. So I'm gonna cut that off. Weight savings, I guess you can call it. And then I'll show you how we bolt this on. It's really, really simple. So once you've got that lopped off, you're left with kind of something like this. There's no real measurement there. I just kind of go from the inside of this pocket to where it ends over here. You can always test fit, make sure this fits up nicely, just like that. So everything clears, all 3 holes line up, it's good. Don't install this until the knuckles bolted back on the car. So we're actually gonna go back over to the car, bolt this up, put the tie rod in, and then upper and lower ball joints, and then we will go ahead and put this on. If you put this on now, you can't actually, you can access everything in the back. It's just a lot easier if it's not there. So let's go bolt this up. So this is all bolted up, and you can see this is the orientation that this is going to go. So the brake duct will face forward and run out to the front bumper, and then the 3 holes here line up. Snug them down all good, and then I Loctite them all because I don't want these backing out behind my rotor. We'll put the rest of the brake assembly on, and then we'll move on to the actual ducting part on the front. Sadly, I don't have any brake hose to show you the connected piece, but I'll show you kind of the plan. So this is all assembled. Obviously don't have pads. I ordered them last night. Ray Besto's ST43s, I believe. So the next problem is going to be routing. Mind the oil dripping off the K&N, but we're going to be routing our brake duct from here under the sway bar and then kind of in between the intake and the upright for the splitter out through the front bumper. So what we're going to do to accomplish that is take one of these. It's actually like a NASCAR brake duct. This is 3" on the backside. That's 2.5. We're going to have to step it down, but we're going to take this, pop it in behind the splitter here so that we'll get direct air straight from the front of the car and pumped into the back of the rotor. So I'm going to take a 4" hole saw after I mark the bumper, cut that out, and then you can see there's holes for rivets in these. I'll probably make a couple more, rivet this into place, repeat on the other side, and then I'll have to order some brake ducting to put it all together, but I'll show you this process real quick. You'll have to excuse the neighbors talking, but got the brake ducts in for both spots in the bumper, and here you can kind of see there's a light back in there so you can see through it. And from in here, you've got, you can see where it comes through on the back side. It's pointing pretty hard at the splitter upright, but that's fine because we want the hose to actually duct pretty hard against that, all the way over behind the sway bar, and then over this way into the duct over here. I don't have hose yet. I do have to get some on order, and actually that's 3" and this is 2.5", so I'm gonna get a little reducer. Not a big deal. I might have to like cut some of that support out there because I went pretty high on the intake, but I wanted to be centered with the lip, or with the opening in the air dam, so we're gonna take it as is. Now that this is all wrapped up, the front suspension really is good to go. We can put wheels on it, we can put it down on the ground if we wanted to. I'm gonna be wrapping up the rear end. We're not gonna really show that because it's just a stock rear end, but we're gonna wrap the rear end up later today. And in theory, the car could get set down on all 4 wheels, which this thing hasn't been able to do for 2 years since I bought it the first time. So pretty exciting. We're getting close. I'm tired. It's been a lot of long weekends at the shop, so the end is near, and this thing is close to starting up. Maybe in the next couple episodes we'll have a first start. So that's gonna be a wrap for this episode. Big shout out to Foxhole Fabrication. Werner sent these parts out, reached out, and they did exactly what we wanted. The quality is super nice, the fit up's nice, and they point where they actually need to. So grade A product. I'll put a link down below to his Instagram and Facebook, and where you can buy his parts. He's located in Germany, but the shipping was actually super fast to get here, so don't let that stop you in any way. But check him out if you're looking for brake ducts. Really affordable, really high quality product, and until next time, thanks for watching.